Hungary calling. This is Hungary calling. The last remaining station. Early this morning, the Soviet troops launched a general attack on Hungary. We are requesting you to send us immediate aid in the form of parachute troops. For the sake of God and freedom, help Hungary!
It took them 3 weeks to break me. I always say, and used to say also, that there is no human being who could not be broken. I was broken also, but it took 3 weeks.
Maybe we are in the last moment when the real players of the revolution are alive, so this is the last chance that we can ask them.
When I was a junior in high school, the Hungarian Communist Secret Police arrested me because of distributing anti-communist leaflets against the communist regime. 3 weeks long I was tortured underground in the secret police's prison. They sentenced me for 2.5 years hard labor prison. I was not even 17 years old that time.
In my childhood, I still vividly remember a poster which was on the streets of Budapest. It may have been in 54, 55, with a big military boot full of swastikas. And the caption said, "They come again." You see? As if the next war would be in the making already.
The Hungarian Revolution occurred at a time when the Soviets were really trying to sort of conquer the European bloc. And many students and workers wanted to revolt against the communist regime because they wanted independence from all foreign powers.
4th of November, the Russian Red Army with hundreds of tanks and about 200,000 soldiers under the command of General Zhukov. They broke the uprising and the freedom fight down.
1 out of every 10 persons were in jail or in internment camps or hanged or something. So 1 million out of 10 million. Hungary had 10 million people.
Among other things, the younger one, Peter Mansfeld, who was only 15 years old at that time, and they waited in prison until he had his 18th birthday and they hanged him. But the way how they hanged him, it was so that he didn't die right away. In about 10 or 15 minutes long, he was really just suffering, moving his body, shaking and so on the gallows. You have to know that no worst regime in the history of mankind ever existed than the communist regime.
She was 4 months pregnant at the time of the revolution, but that didn't stop her from fighting, and she was gunned down. She was shot by the Russians. The revolution wasn't just men fighting, but women were also involved too.
After 4th of November, I went to underground. I knew that they were looking for me, and they were. Actually, twice they almost got me, but I somehow escaped. The Russians and the Hungarian communists sealed the Austrian borders completely, so it was not possible to get there anymore. So I had no other choice on the 5th of February 1957 and to escape over Yugoslavia. Now, Yugoslavia was a communist regime that time, and they put us into concentration camps under terrible conditions. 5 months long we were there.
As my father put it, he said it was probably the most miserable time in all of his life. I was 5 years old when my parents escaped from Hungary. I still remember, even at that young age, I remember the bombs going off. I could look outside our window and just see these big plumes of smoke.
On the 25th of October, from the roofs of the surrounding buildings, the secret police opened fire. Hundreds of people, innocent Hungarians, were murdered there. You can see the sides of the bullets still on the surrounding buildings.
The Hungarian flag with a hole in the middle, which you still can see sometime and which is surviving as a symbol. Because in the years between 1948 and 1956, the Hungarian flag included the then coat of arms of Hungary, which was a Soviet type of coat of arms with a big red star in it and with communist symbols. And people thought that this is not their flag, and they cut out the middle of the flag to get rid of the coat of arms, and this flag with the empty hole in the middle became the symbol of the revolution. And even today, many people use sometimes this particular flag. I also have such a flag at home because it reminds people of the point. This is the very point, you see, to get rid, that the nation wanted to get rid of the communist system. And the nation was the flag and the communist system was the coat of arms.
5th of November was a very cold day. I was still in Hungarian territory when I heard voices. Then I jumped behind a bush which has no leaves in February, and I heard and I did see two pufajkás, two of these communist soldiers with a dog walking not farther than about 10-15 meters from me. And ever since I believe in something superlative, God, I would say, because I cannot imagine that a dog which is trained for that purpose to get people could not sense me and know the dog just like nobody would be around, walked away with them.
I mean, you think about how, I'm so proud of my parents, what they were able to do. I mean, they left a country that they knew that they could not live in. They left their parents, they left all their relatives, and it was just my father and his brother and family that left. And so they had no money, really no place to live, and immigrated to the United States.
I was 21 years old already when I graduated from high school. My initial goal was, since the beginning, always the United States, always. And ultimately it became a reality. My life as a laborer started there. I was moving grass, lawn, and killing rats and cutting woods. I didn't speak any English, not a single word that time, and it was really a very hard time. I registered at a school, which was a school for medical technology. Basically, that was the school where I learned enough English in order to get along and got further. And it provided me the chance to leave the labor world behind me. Ultimately, I decided that I really want to be a physician. I went out to private practice in Illinois, where I spent 13 years, and then I joined the United States Air Force. And ultimately, I retired from the Air Force in the year of 2000 as a lieutenant colonel. Those Hungarians who really wanted to do something better with their lives could achieve it. Those who decided to remain workers and laborers, they remained laborers throughout their lives. I'm glad I did that. I had to fight for it just like I had to fight for everything. My life was everything but smooth. It wasn't at all. I had times when I was on the floor many times virtually, but I always stood up. Never give up. Never ever give up.